My name is Yuri Van Riet. I'm 14 years old. I started acting not so long ago. I think it was like better. I always loved acting. I always loved movies, loved watching them. But I really started acting like 2 months ago, kind of. So I've filmed with my mum quite a lot with Dutch TV, but I also interviewed like John van Schip, the coach from Melbourne City Football Club. And I've been on like extras in a couple of films. So yeah, I really enjoy it. I really love working with other people. Probably my favourite TV experience would probably be the interviewing John van Schip, the coach from Melbourne City. He's a kind of an idol of mine because in his younger years he played for the Dutch national team. I love watching, like I said, I love watching movies and stuff, and I've always been analysing more because a lot of people, what they do is they watch the movie and try and enjoy it. I can't always enjoy the movie because I'm always like looking at the camera angles and shots and love the actors. I love watching YouTube. I've had like small YouTube channels over the years, like trying to make some videos about like trick shots and videos about comics and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been really love filming my own stuff and getting content, and because I've been recently doing like YouTubes about comics and stuff like that. I've gotten a really good community around me, so I've been like typing to them, connecting with them, becoming like a really big, a happy fan base. So I really enjoy making content for them. Well, with social media, for example, I love like connecting with other people and other teens, and love sending messages of me on holiday or me with my friends. But also in the bad side of things, social media, kind of like I've seen a lot of bullying on there. Sometimes not directly towards me, but like I've posted a photo and then there's like other people saying to a couple of my friends, "Oh, you're so ugly without makeup" and stuff like that. If you search up some photos on social media, I actually watched a show I was on Bali, the American TV show. It was about social media and about the dangers of it. Well, I started originally playing footy, it was Aussie rules, because I came from Australia, from the Netherlands and to Australia. So yeah, I've started Aussie rules. I've always played indoor soccer, and yeah, I kind of transitioned to footy into soccer more, and broke my arm doing it. So I really love it. I really love supporting my teams. I love supporting passions, like even the lower clubs in different countries. I love supporting them. I love watching football. This is my special item. This is actually a team in the second division of the Dutch team, the Dutch league. I supported them all my life. My granddad actually got this for me. He's all the way in the Netherlands and got my last name on the back. Yeah. Yeah, like I've supported this team for my whole life. They've been relegated to second division. They've been up in the first division. They've had the ups and downs, but always supporting them, loyal to the club. Never
Liliana, 12. I do a lot of dancing and acting outside of school, but I also love doing that in school. I do dancing and acting in my dance school in South Melbourne, and I just do acting really anywhere my mum gets jobs for me, and I do them. I started acting when I was 6, I believe, yeah, and I've been like doing it ever since. I love it. I think mum got me a job for something, and then I auditioned and they liked me. So it was a music video called Easily Impressed, and I had to like run on the door and knock on the door and give this man a piece of paper that I drew of him. I did a book called A Kid, a Camera and a Big Idea, and it's a book to teaching young kids on how to make movies, and it took about like a year, this process, and it also comes with a 2-hour DVD. And it just like explains to kids like what you need to do to make a movie, like camera, makeup, like setups. It was amazing. It was so fun to film. At my old school, everyone's like, "Oh, I saw you on the TV yesterday. You're so famous." And I'm like, sometimes it's a little embarrassing because they're like, "Oh, you're so cool." Yeah. I would love to be a zoologist and work with animals, or just like be a scientist in like, I don't know, space, or I just find it really interesting like what animals do. Like I want to be a zookeeper because I love working with animals, or I would love to like do astronomy or something because I'm really interested in space and like what the universe is really, or I'd love to be a dancer. I don't know, I love ballet, lyrical, and I also love jazz, so maybe like a lyrical jazz ballet dancer, I don't know, all around. I would love to travel the world with my best friend. We've actually been talking about it for the longest time ever. like, I don't know, when we're like 20 maybe we should like go around the world and do a lot of cool things, and I'd love to meet Taylor Swift.
My name is Elliot and I am 11 years old. My first thing was like a sci-fi miniseries called Childhood's End on the sci-fi. I've also done 6 short films after that, and well, I really enjoyed them. Probably The Lunch Club, which was like, it was really fun and I was one of the main characters. And at the end I got to have a sword fight with Sausage Bob. I was affected by it when I was like in year 2, I think, and I absolutely hated football. But even though I hated it, I got like football cards just so I'd fit in. Well, gave them back. Stuff that, and being myself. Parkour is like the ability to get somewhere fast, without like access to a bus, like a car or a bike. It's like jumping and running and being able to like vault over objects to get somewhere. For example, at the start of The Matrix, it's a bit over the top, but that's an example of parkour. So jumping from thing to thing to get somewhere. It's all over Melbourne. It's called Melbourne Parkour. I do lessons in Croydon, jumping over fences, balancing on fences. We've climbed up like walls, climbed down walls. We've done a lot.
My name is Lottie. I'm 15 years old. I was Social Justice and Welfare Captain last year, which I really liked because I got to like talk about that at school, and I had the 40-hour famine. I organised that with a friend at school as well, which was a really successful fundraiser and good to like raise awareness and things. And yeah, so I did a bit of public speaking with that, but like so I've done acting and things, so that's probably why I'm pretty confident. And yeah, like a lot of different like things I've been in, like musical productions with school and things, which was really fun, like singing and dancing and stuff. And then I've been in like music videos, short films. I was in Toto Giovanni's music video, and that was really fun. Yeah, I had to be like on a green screen, and yeah, and then I've also was in an extra in like a feature film, which is pretty fun too. And then it's like exciting when they come out like on the cinema and you can be like, oh, that's me. Yeah, so I like that. It's pretty, and you like get new experiences, you can meet new people. Sort of like act something that you haven't seen before. I like getting more independence, like because it can be good and bad. Like in the beginning it's a bit scary to like catch the train or something like that, or go out and like pay a bill by yourself or something like that. But then the more you do it, the more independent you get, and it can actually be like pretty fun, like being able to just kind of do what you want and not maybe be restricted by what like other people around you are doing. Maybe just like expectations from like yourself or your parents, your family, like teachers, society. Sometimes I feel like maybe even unconsciously we're kind of restricted because what society like tells us of who we should be, or that we should like conform to something that they want us to be. Probably like just talk to someone, get it out, because like if you bottle it up it can like just affect you more. And yeah, talk to someone who you trust. So maybe like your friend isn't the best option, like even if you trust them, it might like be better to talk to someone who's like talk to them of course, but like maybe an adult, or like maybe an auntie or something, or like a counselor, like a school like counselor, or yeah, maybe have like good advice for them to like refer them on to somebody else, like if they need like a helpline, or like talk about what they're going through. Oh, so this is like a fish, and actually I found this fish in China. 11? I think I was 11, yeah. So yeah, and it's like, I I found it in the bottom of a river, and we're in this like little village, so it's actually pretty cool. I can't remember if it was me or my sister, but we like saw it in the bottom, like under like the river, and we were like, oh, it wasn't a very big river. And then we were like looking at it, and so we like went down to the rocks, and I like pulled it apart, and it has like little lotus like carvings around the edges, and it's just so cute, and like it's just like a good memory because it's like it's really pretty and everything, but then it also has like a memory attached to it, and like that's the best kind of things.
Pippa.
What's your age?
I'm 12. Well, it's sort of when you get older you sort of understand more things, and sometimes when you're like a teenager people sort of treat you like you're, like from when you're a child to when you're a teenager people sort of treat you differently because they sort of think you understand, I guess, more. I guess as well as when you get older you have more expectations, and sometimes when you're a teenager you just sort of want to just do something else, and then sort of like, no, you have to do this. And it's because you're a teenager you have to sometimes, they sort of, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I like singing and I like performing arts. Last year at my school production we did Mulan, and I was Mulan in that, and so we had to do a lot of practicing and it was lots of fun. I like doing that sort of thing. And I also do a lot of acting, sort of in short films and music videos as well. I don't know, they're also different, but it was sort of cool because you had to like understand, like I had to learn sign language for it, and it was sort of like an interesting film. Yeah, a bit. We had like a person who from a deaf school that came over that had to teach me some of the sign language because I didn't know sign language from that, and so that was like interesting how not that she taught me, but I remember like that's turtle and I'm not sure, can't really remember, but yeah. This one was for a VCE production, I think, and recently I was in a production that was at the Melbourne Film Festival, so yeah. I don't know, I like singing lots of different songs, I guess, not any specific thing, I guess, yeah. Yeah, well, I like doing sport at school. I got into the tennis team, so also started at a new school. I'm at St Michael's. So we had camp last week from Wednesday to Friday. We went to Anglesey. That was lots of fun. We did lots of hiking. We slept in tents and under a tarp with all the girls in our class. And we went swimming at the beach, which was lots of fun as well. Yeah. Well, I brought my camera because I also like photography, and I think with a photo, like, it's not just like clicking the button at something, but I don't know, with a photo you can sort of just like take it, or you can look at it like differently. Well, I don't know, it's sort of lots of different things. I like doing like up close things of like maybe a flower, because then your vision's so pretty, like you can look at all the little hairs, and then if you take a picture of it you can look at it even closer and like have a look at, just like you think it's just a flower with some petals, but then you look inside the inside bit, and there's all these other little things. It's like the deeper you look into it, the more there is. Sometimes we go out and play sports, like this morning we went out with Dad and we played some beach volleyball, which was fun because Lottie's playing volleyball at school. So
Yeah, practice.
it's really fun. Yeah, sometimes we like doing sort of brainstorming of art, like we're going to do like a collage
Yeah.
on the wall with lots of different, we could like draw it or like different pictures.
Yeah, so sometimes we do cooking, like we make like smoothie bowls and stuff, which is like super good. Yeah. Well, I'd say like when like I have a friend over, people always wants to hang out with us, and it's like people just like come and do whatever we're doing. But if Pippa has a friend over, I kind of just like I'll let them do their thing, which is kind of, I don't know, it's pretty funny. Like when I was her age, and I had to do like maybe a bit younger. I had to like my reader and stuff, and I was like, I've got so much homework. Like, oh, why life, so much work. And then she was like just doing no homework, doing nothing. And then when I'm like, when she's at that stage, I'm at like the next stage and I have to do like homework for like maths and science and English or whatever. And then, yeah, so it's kind of like, now like, I guess because she's like 12 already, it's kind of like every year she's like getting a bit more mature as well. And we kind of start enjoying the same things more and more because, I don't know, more interests that have sort of together. My mum went travelling with like her siblings, like they went hitchhiking through like Africa and stuff, and I was like, probably don't go hitchhiking, not anymore, like, I don't know how safe that is, but yeah, definitely like travelling together, that'd be pretty cute, I reckon.
My name's Simon Katagan. I grew up in a small country town in Bairnsdale. My first job was picking vegetables and working as a farmhand and stuff. I decided to come down to Melbourne in 2003. I'd been out of school for a couple of years, decided to come down and study film. I got into the Certificate 4 in screen at Footscray and stayed there for 4 years, attained an advanced diploma. And that was great. I loved filmmaking. Unfortunately, when I got out of that in 2008, I'd spent everything I'd saved up and I'd sold my car to go to film school and everything. So I came out of film school with virtually nothing and just had to go to work. So ended up in a call centre. I was there for a couple of years and ended up with a drinking problem. I've been doing whatever I could on weekends and that sort of thing. The odd unpaid job, the odd paid job. I directed a music video for a Melbourne punk band, Abolition. Directed that last year, that screened on Rage. Did a promotional video for Ruth Rogers Wright. She does a Nina Simone show. We put together a promotional DVD for her. I did some promotional videos for Bethany Ashton for a website, Style du Jour. It's like a fashion website, that sort of thing. So, yeah, I get the odd bit of freelance stuff, but not enough to sort of support myself at the moment. It depends on what the budget is, what equipment we've got to work and how many people we need to work the equipment and stuff. When I did the Abolition video, they weren't paying very much. I didn't have enough money to hire crew, so I did everything by myself. So I shot, directed, edited, yeah. Probably a maximum of 3, but I mean 2014 I don't think I did a single shoot the whole year. I've got advertisements listed on Film and TV Pro, on Screen Hub. I have a website. Don't promote it really heavily because I'm not at the stage where I can handle a lot of business, you know, so I don't want to be out there too much. I prefer to go and look for the jobs myself rather than have them come to me at the moment, I think. If I was going to give young people any advice, it's think outside the box. Don't just accept what's presented to you. Be creative in the way you approach things.
My name is Myrna Yusuf. I am 18 years old. Well, I guess this is the time in your life where you're like finding yourself. So I guess that's really exciting once you've found yourself and you know where you want to go. And you know, this stage has inspired a lot of like TV and film and writing and books because it's such a raw stage with such raw emotions and so yeah, the good thing about being a teenager is all this like experiencing the new stuff and the world in a completely different way. Maybe not getting listened to as much, having your opinions dismissed so easily just because you're like, oh, you're young, you know, you'll get over it. But there is like this justification to what we're feeling, and we do have stuff that we want to say and things that we want to get across that are overlooked a lot of the time. So I think I've always wanted to act. I can remember as young as in like the second grade, I would like direct these plays about like a stolen Christmas candy cane and we had to go and get it back. And like I've gone to Catholic schooling my whole life, so of course it had to be like tied into a Christmas theme. We showed it to the class and the class was ecstatic about it, mainly because it got them out of class a lot of times. So yeah, and we used to do like little performances because we had this mini wooden stage in primary school. ever since then it's just kind of grown and grown. My appreciation for the arts have just kind of, it's just kind of blossomed and like made me who I am. A few years ago I found this amazing place called Victorian Youth Theatre, and I've been with them for like almost 2 years. And we work every semester on a play and we work on our skills, and then we present it at the Union Theatre at Melbourne Uni. My favourite one was I got to play Aphrodite in these original stories. That was one of my favourite plays, and I got to like wear this white dress and my hair was like flowing and down. I think that was my favourite one. It was the second one that I did with them. But we have like these other short stories and stuff that we do that are original. We did like Golden Stone recently, which is like Romeo and Juliet mixed with the Hunger Games, which is like, it's really unique. So yeah, I think the same person that wrote for Prank Patrol wrote it. So it was kind of cool. It was kind of cool doing that and presenting. We just did a 48-hour short film festival. That was like a good start, and it got us into this. Other than that, we've done films and media. We had romance, which was like a really hard genre for people our age. Well, I think. So we did like this, we kind of made fun of the genre, poked fun at it a little bit and had some fun, made a few jokes. Yeah, so we just kind of did that. It was just me and my friends. We improvised like most of it, which was really fun and scary. But yeah, I got a few laughs. Yeah, like I have a friend that wants to get into writing. I have a friend that wants to get into filmmaking at RMIT, and I want to get into like acting at either like NIDA or VCA. So we just kind of all came together and we're like, why do we like do this? You know, what's stopping us from getting this experience and putting ourselves ahead at this age?
I'm Anise Mahama.
And what's your age?
17 years old. I'm Australian. My mum is Australian and my dad's from Ghana, so in West Africa. And I live in Mooroolbark, and I was born here in Australia, and my dad has been here for about probably 30 years. I like the fact that we've still kind of got that, we've got our parents that kind of like, not control us, but kind of guide us, but at the same time we're getting to that age where we're kind of becoming more independent and we have to start to look out for ourselves and do more things for ourselves kind of thing. Not a lot, but probably, obviously most teenagers probably sometimes don't like as much as how much our parents can control us a little bit sometimes, but I guess that's a good thing in a way too, because you know that you can be safe and you're doing the right thing. My family and friends are definitely one of the most important people in my life, because they've always been there for me through everything, because recently, or a few years ago, my dad went back to Ghana to like do stuff there, so I haven't seen him in a while. So my friends and family have been there for me for everything. Even my mum, she's obviously like struggled a bit being like a single mum, so she's been there for me, and the family's been there for us. And just being around like positive people, I guess, has been good too, and having someone to talk to if you ever need to. I've danced for since I was 3. I've always been around music. My dad was a DJ when he was younger. Most of my family is into music. One of my uncles in a band, so I've always had music around me. I do a lot of styles of dance. I do hip hop, contemporary, ballet, jazz, and tap. And I dance probably 8 hours a week. And I do singing lessons at school and with a family friend too. So yeah, I've always had performing arts and music around me, or acting or singing, because it's something I love to do. And I go to Dancer's Edge in Bayswater. It's kind of like a cheerleading and dance school. And recently their hip hop team actually went to America for Worlds and came 6th out of the world, which was awesome. Yes, I've been in all my school productions. I've got Anything Goes coming up with my school they're doing, and I just recently found out I got a call back for a role, hopefully, for production at my school. So hopefully that turns out well. It's kind of varied. Personally, myself, I like all types of music, because like music is, to me, is like the same. They all tell a story. They all have a meaning to it. But in my family, my uncle kind of does country in a way. My cousin, he does kind of like pop rock kind of thing. And yeah, I'm into any type of music really.